Hey everybody, welcome to the NFR edition of the Score podcast. We've got these coming to you every single night after the go-round. This episode is always brought to you by our partners at Resistol, at Soft Ride Equine Comfort Boots, at Fastback Ropes, and at CSI Saddle Pads, because these people have been our partners for years, making sure that we can bring you the coverage that you want to hear from the Thomas and Mack, or I guess last year was Globe Life Field. So these people, the CSI Saddle Pads, Soft Ride Boots, Fastback Ropes, and Resistol hats, they have been our longtime partners. They have got presence here in Vegas. They are people that are counted on by the people that we talk to, that we work with, by the recreational team roper, by our whole community, and we are so grateful for them. So again, these episodes, CSI Saddle Pads, Fastback Ropes, Soft Ride Equine Comfort Boots, and Resistol hats. This is Chelsea Shaffer, and this is Season 4 of The Score. You all have listened to this podcast 750,000 times, and we are here in Season 4 to bring you even more of what you love. Hi, Caitlin.
Finally. That's
Finally.
all I can say is finally.
Yes, absolutely. I am, I think I pretty much always cry on round 10, but for those two to win it, those two, spoiler alert, Kaleb and Junior, are world champs, and Andrew and Buddy are average champs. Those
Record-breaking average
champs. Those two things meant a lot to us down here in the press room. I think Caleb's first NFR was the first NFR I ever worked, and I remember a lot of ups and downs with Kaleb over the years, and of course Junior has long been a great friend to this magazine. He's been important to all of us in the sport of team roping, so I don't know, there's a lot to it.
Yeah, and that's what, if you guys are paying attention to Team Roping Journal's Facebook page, we posted a video right when we found out that they won the world championship title of Kaleb zipping his rope in the press room, because that is how pretty much every year feels like it. That's how the final 4 rounds are, with Driggers nervously trying to figure out what he has to be in the round, and it's not so nerve-wracking anymore now that it's done.
Yeah, absolutely. And and that's because Kaleb is in here with us, because, round 10, they always rope near the end, because they're always in the race for the world standings. And so he stands back here and watches the whole round unfold.
That makes me the most nervous.
And it was very nerve-wracking to sit here and watch it with him, to know what he needed to do, because those guys knew what they needed to do. Junior... to think that Junior didn't know what he needed to do is wrong. He called late last night. He called early this morning. He thinks I'm good at math. I am not. So when we were over there, he said, as I was running to the box, I was just thinking, you said, just stay clean. I'm like, I'm glad I was right about that.
Yeah.
I don't know that I was, but it was a lot of fun to watch, for sure.
Yeah, definitely. I'm so glad that they finally got a world title.
Yes.
And what was a big chiller for me, I'm always excited, but what really got me is when Junior pulled out his glove that he used all week, written across his palm saying Jesus. If that's not a God thing, I don't know what is. Wow, so many chills on round 10.
It was a lot of fun. And, we'll also have Andrew Ward and Buddy Hawkins on this podcast. Average champs, every single person I talked to this week, every past champ, every guy who's ever swung a rope pretty much was rooting for Andrew and Buddy to break Jake and Clay's average record. Jake Barnes, Clay O'Brien Cooper are our senior editors forever. They are great friends, and they are great friends to Andrew and Buddy, too, and they were rooting for them to break their record, and sure enough, they got it done.
By a lot. Pretty good.
Yeah, I think everybody that was close, Junior was close a couple years ago with JoJo. We talked about that, but they lost their rope on the last one, and I know Nick Sartine and Colin Von On, they were close, dang close, maybe a tenth off it, very close. So that was really special to to watch them just they're 5 seconds ahead of it.
So exciting. I am so happy for Andrew and Buddy. They're the average guys. Not saying they're average guys, but they're the clutch team. And to give some more highlight, to the round winners, because that's something that on round 10 people don't pay as close attention to. First in round 10 was Dustin Negaskiza and Travis Graves with 3-5. Really exciting for them. They were pretty close for the world right there as well. Second was Tyler Wade and Trey Yates with 3-7. Third and fourth was a split, and that was Clay Smith and Jade Corkill, and Coleman Proctor and Logan Medlin with a 4-3. And fifth and sixth split was Coy Rahman and Douglas Rich, and Clint Summers and Ross Ashford with a 4-5. So lots of fun stuff in the final round.
It was a great final round. I'm really glad those guys all gave us a good show. So thanks, guys. Absolutely. Well, I don't want to take up too much of y'all's time because you really would like to listen to these interviews. So we're going to kick it off with Kaleb Driggers and Junior Nogueira, and then we're going to round the episode up with Andrew Ward and Buddy Hawkins.
Enjoy!
Please sing for us.
Wait, I need a video.
Right from the shallow now.
A little squeaky.
It's not like that. It has to be like natural. Come from inside.
Like Caleb's headshot tonight. Was that natural? Did it come from inside?
Yeah. I just blanked out and nodded.
Did you really?
No.
No?
I was ready.
You were ready? Okay. So, I don't know if people don't know what this looks like back here where we sit.
Yeah.
Every night for like how many years? 10.
Wow.
Well, a long time. When it comes down to round 10, you get to stand right back here and watch it on the TV behind us.
Yeah.
And let it unfold. When Andrew and Buddy connected,
Yes.
we looked at each other and we're like, yeet!
That was one of the. That's what's crazy about this rodeo is, and people don't even realize, like, he and I've been so close to winning it, and it's something weird that happens, like a team we need to catch in the 10th round don't.
Yes.
Or, you know what I mean? Like, and it's so. There's just so much money to be won on the 10th round that everything has to kind of fall your way, and you have to do your job, and it happened for us. And like you said, one of the puzzles was we needed Andrew and Buddy to catch, and I had full confidence in them, but I wanted to see it happen too.
And I mean, it was so awesome to see Andrew and Buddy catch.
Yes, that's amazing, because to come here and to keep your composure, and when 18,000 people is sitting there right there and the adrenaline's going and 26,000 on the line, to stay composed and to go and do your job every single night, that's unbelievable. I don't even know how fast was they, 54?
Let's see, they were 54 and
54-7, yes. Mm-hmm. That's unbelievable.
You were close to the average record the year JoJo lost his rope, right?
Yeah, we had to be like 8-7 or 8-8.
Ugh.
Yeah.
Yeah, that was. Anyway, but God's time. That's
right,
That's exactly what we said back there. Like,
I think it's honestly even better, like doing right now, and all the experience and all the hard times and all the always had a great finals, and leaving out of here, like, the goal was just to win, and like, gosh dang, it's so sad. And then next week we start working again. It's like, just have zero motivation pretty much, and it's like, and at the end of the day, we know, it doesn't matter. Like, matter for like, as a professional, yeah, you wanna, that's a goal. Everybody, every little kid or every professional wants to be a world champion one day. But at the end of the day, we're gonna have our families healthy, everybody doing good, and it's all, we love to rope no matter what. Because even like we're doing bad, like, oh man, but you want to go home, you want to rope the lead steer, so you love to rope. You know what I'm saying? Just like, I'm tired, so I'm going to saddle my horse, I'm going to rope the lead steer. So it's just like, but it's been a long journey, like you said, and for sure on this whole deal, this whole week, and Kaleb did such a good job, and we just stay hooked, and it happened for a reason, and we're so thankful. And like people in Brazil freaking out, they all just like, for them it's like a World Cup. I'm the Brazilian team playing. Yeah, kind of. And but it's for the, it's just that's what I pray before I come over here. Honestly, I'm just not. We know we're good friends, and I'm not better than nobody else. I'm not trying to be time Christian, but I pray to say, God, I know for a reason we haven't been winning yet. I said, but please, if you just let me win this time, for sure, whatever you can use us to glorify our name or just to motivate somebody to use this title, the whole history of not giving up, but have faith in you. Just help us just go through this time, or at least if you don't, just help me catch that steer, just finish strong the way we planned it. And then he sure did it.
He did, huh? Kaleb, I remember you running down the alley behind Jade thinking you won it in 2012.
Yep.
How different would life be today if you had gotten that world title? Like,
You know, I've asked myself that a million times. What would it be like to be in that situation? But it's easy to dwell on the past, and that's one thing that I'm very good at. Is I don't worry about yesterday. I worry about today, and I think that's what got us through this week. Is I was focused on every steer that we was running. I wasn't worried about what I did yesterday, and I wasn't worried about what was coming tomorrow. I just tried to focus on every steer, and it worked out for us.
how much have you grown since then? Since when you thought you should have won a world title, or you were so close to a world title?
9 years ago.
9 years ago.
Yes, and
How?
then I think I've won second 4 times, and come in number 1 a lot. And heck, one year we come in number 1 maybe, and won like 150 something thousand. One more than we won this year, and still won second. Like that's what's crazy. Like the way the pieces of the puzzle lay, and
I always had a good finals.
yep, we've always had really good finals, and but like he said, it's just all part of God's timing, and it was our year, and blessed and thankful to be here.
That bay horse, what do you call him?
Cuervo.
Cuervo.
Yep.
Okay, and came from Jeff Flanagan. Sherwood owned him at some point. Is that
Yeah,
right?
I don't remember if Sherwood owned him or was riding him or what. I don't remember exactly what the details was. I remember him riding him probably 3 or 4 years ago, and then didn't see him for a little while, and then Jeff rode him last year and made the finals on him.
And I had told a couple people that you had said in an interview that you thought that was the best horse you've ever ridden here, and people that know head horses were like, "What?"
Yep. That's the same thing they thought too when I bought him. A lot of people were shocked, but me and him just clicked. There's just I don't know what it is, the chemistry between me and him. He's honest. He does the same trip every time. He's not the fastest barn burner in there. He doesn't really drag a leg and pull perfect and everything else, but he does everything that's important. He scores. He runs towards the steer. He lets me handle the steer, and he faces. So that's all I can ask for.
Junior, now how are you going to celebrate this?
Probably the same thing. I'm just here,
Go rope the lead steer.
by myself. Rope the lead steer when I get home. No, we're gonna celebrate good. We're having a baby on the way. I have my Isabella, and we're just praying for the baby. Whatever one he wants to be here, and just praying so he can be healthy. And now we have one buckle for Isabella, and he got one for him too. So.
He's due on my birthday, so we're hoping.
I feel like I will be unpacking you guys winning a world title for the next 365 days because I don't know. It means a lot. It means a lot. I think the whole sport of team roping, for you guys who have been so great for so long, and when people are listing top headers, they've always said you. When people are listing top heelers, they've always said you. And now it's official.
Yes. I think that's what means more to us than anything. Is in our hearts, we've always believed that we was good enough, and to finally push through and to get it done. That's what really means the most to me.
Guys, congratulations.
Thank you.
Thank you. And I don't know, gosh, I just remember Junior, I keep thinking, the first time I met Junior was after that first year at the American when he pulled back and he had his Booger Barter jacket on, and he hardly spoke any English. Do you remember that? Do you remember his Booger Barter jacket and his bad hat and stuff?
His bad hat ain't left.
No, I was great. Yeah,
he just slept on this
one. No.
He just slept on this one last night.
Oh my goodness. What would you tell the version of you who got on a plane and came to America right now? What would you tell that kid?
And I know it's a lot of kids on there, and I hear too. So you got to dream big and work really hard. But just keep God first and ask Him to approve your dream, and He'll give the direction. Just stay hooked. It's not easy. It's not easy. It's been hard. But the reason I'm here today, that was God's hand, and He had a plan, and but I need to stay hooked to Him. So I'm not saying I'm perfect. We were all humans. I messed up here and there. But that's that's the main reason. And if you're there, whatever you do, just roping or something, just believe in yourself. Have faith and ask God for approval of your dream. Because then you go and don't give up and just try to be always being like as a young age. I'm really close to my mom. My mom is so important. My whole career, she was my mom and dad the whole time, and I have been going to ropings and living by myself since I was 13 years old. And she always told me, "Hey, you can do whatever you want. I'm not there. I'm not watching you. Nobody's watching. But God is watching always. He's the one to protect you. He's the one to help you. He's the one to do everything. So you're not gonna hide nothing from nobody else." So I always that had in my mind, if I was just like thinking to do something or nothing, and I knew I always had really, really close relationship. But the main thing today, I'm even emotional to say that. Yesterday, in the day, I was just warming up my horse here, and the whole background on his home, and it's just not even trying to think it, but it was just like playing a movie in my mind. Like all the momentos on this little, like every different guy I rope, like a friend of mine, older guy, it's just like momentos. I had to go on my first car. I was like 13 years old. I remember a good friend of mine come grab me and say, "Don't you miss that steer. We all depend on you." You know what I'm saying? So I was just like thinking about that. Like, remember, hey, don't you miss that steer? And then I had one good friend who roped forever. Every time we rope, he said, "That's my kid." He would just hug me, and we were in the car together roping. I said, "That's my kid. That's what I'm talking about." He just pushed me up, and see all those guys just send me a text, and then just like means a lot to them too. But it's not even American Brazil. It's for the whole sport of team roping.
Absolutely.
And we are just very, very glad and blessed, and just to be part of it. And then we're gonna try to do our best until we're done.
Well, they want to go give you a gold buckle right now, so you got to get out of here.
Thank you.
Thank you, guys.
I appreciate it.
All right, as promised, this is Andrew Ward and Buddy Hawkins. I was more nervous for you guys than I was for Driggers. How are you feeling? Like, react. Give me some sort of reaction right now.
Oh, I'm excited. I think that one of the privileges of what we did there, I always do the math, whether I'm in the blend for the title or not, but with Kaleb and Junior there, I would they're so deserving, and I don't. The 15th guy coming in here is so deserving. I followed them all week. I followed them for their whole careers. So, one of the biggest privileges of us being the average winners, we got to sit there and be the first ones to pat them on the back when they loped by after they made a weird run. We both made weird runs tonight, But I'm excited. I saw that you typed "done" on your computer, and that's there's to be totally real. There's a little relief in being finished with it. Whether either way it goes. And I learned a long time ago that if I'm anxious about something, I think my way through almost every possible scenario. And it's like Andrew. He's not going to treat me any differently if I miss tonight than he is if I heel him the first legal hop out of there. I'm not going to treat him any different because, if I stopped preparing, I would bow out of the team, because I wouldn't feel like it would be a good spot to, just because of business, but also, it goes further for us. And the same thing, Andrew, he's going to pull up before I have to worry about him not preparing. He's going to be like, not ready for that, I'm not going to go. And that's what he did for about the last 3 weeks before we came out here. He didn't go to the jackpots and stuff because he wanted to be ready for this out here. And so I'm thrilled. What an honor. And I was telling the ladies earlier with Jake and Clay, holy smokes, to think about that, to think about the knowledge. I was 8 years old then. And I probably had one crooked little kid rope, and then to think that they were doing that long ago, that's unbelievable.
Yeah, and it has stood through all of the years of Speed and Rich. It has stood
Clay
through
trying.
that was my next one.
That's what Clay has been talking to me all week, and we became good buddies kind of when I started rodeoing, and that's what we talked about. And he and I are both surprised he didn't get it at some point.
Andrew, you just beat Jake Barnes' record.
Yeah, that's the legend, and he's a big part of the reason that I'm even here. He taught me a lot about how to win in big moments and how to. I remember when I was 14 years old, we're at the young pro camp, and he was so proud of me because I could get a neck when they're little horns, and stay in the average. He said that'll take you a long ways, and I've always admired the way that they could catch in the mega matches and how back in the day they were able to go 30, and so yeah, I look up to him, and he's taught us all a lot about how to win out here. And then it's just an honor to. I wasn't trying to beat the record, but what a privilege to do it and be in the record books. And I kind of blacked out tonight. Didn't do a very good job, but we got it done.
Did you get the neck though?
No, I went horns tonight, but he had big horns. And
You got at least 4 necks this week.
Jake will not mind if he's got big horns. He won't mind. It's little horns. He would have been like,
Oh my goodness. So did you black out before you rode into the box during the run?
I do a bad job of getting going. And so tonight it felt like the gates open, Cal's head around, and I just didn't see him clear. Biscuit sitting on the corner like, I'll sit here all day. I release and then take off for the run. And then I'm only going to go to a spot where I know I can catch, and that it took me the end of the arena to get there. Then I did a bad job of keeping momentum on the cow. But the good thing about it is we got Buds behind us, and it really doesn't matter. He goes into super catch mode, even if they're nasty or whatever. And he's gonna catch them, and he did tonight. I was thankful.
Yeah, can you tell me about your super catch mode? What did super catch mode feel like tonight?
Well, when I got ready to come out here, I know I've been roping in buildings my whole life. I was born in Kansas, which I didn't start roping until I was a teenager. But we started right off the bat going to places like Oshaleta, Oklahoma, which is a kef lane, and team roping in there. And so I have a pretty good idea. The best explanation, it's a lot like pool. You adjust your pool cue in accordance with where you want the cue ball, hitting bank shots. And that's basically what heeling out here is like. You're on a pool table, and so the more my guy has to come back, the more I have to go down the arena. I've got to try to get in a straight line with the head rope, basically. And so when he says the catch mode, that's where I'm at all the time, I hope. But the biggest thing out here is it's very hard. What we did this week is one of the first times, I've been watching team roping for a long time, that anybody made 7 or 8 runs that are that close together. We could about draw our tracks out there, and we didn't frankly like where our tracks were. They weren't exactly like we thought. We were going to make our tracks closer to where the barrier pulled, and but we were going a little further. But over and over again, we were just to the left of center, just past halfway down the arena, and we were 4-4 to, I guess we were 6-4 tonight. But I think the biggest thing there is just I'm not really anticipating everything being perfect. I'm trying to react to the exact situation, and I changed my preparation this year a little bit. Andrew and I, we practiced only 2 days with the full wall and our good horses, and in the past I've done more of that with different partners, and that was part of the reason is you can get to maxing them out at home when you get 5 or 6 reps in one day. And out here, it's a long 24 hours. I didn't sleep much last night, and I wasn't particularly anxious. I was excited about the opportunity that we had, but I didn't get a lot of rest last night, and it's a long 24 hours from one steer last night to one steer tonight.
Yeah, holy cow. One thing that the man, or what was your friend's name that you got the bay from?
Brock.
Henry. Brock told me today that horse, he was saying how he's kind of hard-sided, kind of hard-mouthed. How do you said, for anybody who didn't read the article, and I probably didn't do a great job of explaining what you were telling me about what you were afraid of riding him in this building with having to pull up the wall and stuff.
Well, when me and Bud started our partnership, we were worried about getting down the walls. Going back up the arena so Buds can put a rope in there, and we had a lot of that, scared of that for a long time. Then in the Northwest, we started making good lines out there, and I really started trying to ride a lot longer, not use so much rope, let my horse react on his own, not get in his mouth so much, because as soon as you start pulling on Biscuit, he gets real long, and then the wall comes up really fast. And so Buds will put them on a left for me, we'll put them into the wall, and it'll slow down.
Champs are in the house.
Yeah. Oh, man, that's overdue. But hey, everybody's in here cheering for those guys, but throughout this week, I think, was it like around 5 or 6 where I looked at Kendra, I called Kendra and said, hey, we got to get a story on Andrew and Buddy because I think they're on track. And from, like I said, round 5 or 6, everybody was pulling for you guys to do this.
Yeah. Well, that's so special. We have unbelievable support team, and truly, it's so neat that so many people in the world are doing it. But we've both been blessed with such family, guys like our buddy Brandon Webb is family. He's my brother. It's not by blood, but he's our brother. We were brothers before we married sisters. And so we have so many of those like Junior and guys that are our family that. I said this one time before, and it may sound wrong, but it's the truth. When I was 46th in the world, nobody had a shoulder for me to cry on, but when I was 16th, they did. I'd made it close enough to the top that people cared, but there were shoulders, you know what I mean. But it wasn't to be real. It wasn't the media who cared about where I was at when I was in the 40s in the world. But then as you work your way to the top, more people care. And one of the biggest things that I've learned, I have such an amazing support system at home that regardless of where I'm at, my relationships don't change. I'm sure TNT is what I call his parents, Mom and Dad Terry. They're both Terrys, but I'm sure they're thrilled, but they don't love him anymore. They loved him the same amount. And when you get that perspective, it makes this deal so much easier. We had to have a couple talks with each other because we believed we were going to come out here and be 30 on 10. And we ended up being, 50 on 10. But we have such high expectations for ourselves, and we had to talk about it's not just about the money. We love the money, but if we end up working for money, we might as well do a different job. And this deal is such a privilege. Tonight I was just looking at the crowd, and what an honor to be able to perform in front of all these people. It's a privilege for us.
Yeah, all these people, and they're cheering for us to finish the race. And
every single team roper. And every one of them wanted us to beat them.
Yeah, you wouldn't believe.
And that's what I say.
In the same way with Driggers and Junior.
And we wanted them to beat us.
But then the competitiveness, like we were talking today, we just want to bring our best to the rodeo. And if the best equals a world title, then we did what we could. And no different than the last one. That is risky roping for me.
Yeah.
The best is get a good start,
Yeah.
be in the good spot in the arena, keep momentum on the cow. Buds will heal him when he's ready. And that's the thing is stuff goes wrong. I panicked. I didn't do great, but we can fall back into a catch. These guys did a great job of doing the same thing. They were so stressed, and that's what we can't tell people. You got to experience the stress of this. I never thought I would want the NFR to be over, but I'm ready for it to be over. It just gets to the end of this, and everybody, all your friends, everybody's like fist pumping you in the tunnel every time you catch one. And that started just like you were saying, round 5 or 6. It's like, and we're just out here, we're trying to make a living for our families, and then you get that in the back of your mind. And I haven't experienced the stress of this that much. I felt like I started missing the barrier and catching cows because that's what's easy for me, but it makes it hard out here if you get that perspective. And so I got a lot of stuff I know I can get better at, but I'm thankful that we finished the course.
Oh, I'm so happy for you guys.
No,
this is
thanks,
so
Jeff.
special. I feel like we've been at this a while. So
Yeah, well, that's the thing with just this rodeo in general is I was talking to Mr. John Gwatney earlier. He's been here since Thanksgiving, and this is an amazing production. So many people work so hard at it, and that's a little bit of the deal that we all feel. Champ was wanting me to get the record this week when he was texting me, and it's like I just remember I made a post this week, but I remember being here, Clay Cooper and Rich, and maybe it was the last year that Clay and Rich made it together, but they both made it in 13, and I was here, and it was like just following them guys up and down the tunnel and around the moat, and just like son of a gun, like it did. I don't care about the yellow arena. This freaking Clay Cooper and Rich Skelton are out here, and so what an amazing thing that I got to do that with them, and then same thing. They're cheering us on, so
they're
my phone hasn't
heroes.
stopped blowing up.
That's the deal. Those are the guys that I have looked up
still
to
heroes.
from. And still will.
That don't change.
And that's what I was telling them out there. They might come back next year, make the finals, and just whip us just because their title got taken. You know what I mean? I think of them like above most because they deserve it. They've been out here and grinded and have learned how to rope at such a high level, and so it wasn't even for me. It wasn't about beating them. I wanted to finish the course for myself, and then when it just came in that's we ended up winning beating their record. That's a special thing maybe, but it was more that I finished the course, and I'm sure they're more proud of us for finishing on 10 because they know the struggles of coming out here and trying.
Yeah. Yeah, it's amazing, and wouldn't we all? Cleo says he's not retired yet. He says he's got a good one coming up, and he's just waiting for the next horse. So
nice.
We're waiting for him. We're excited.
Yeah, we'll be out here. We'll be ready. We may retire before him if he comes back, but I'll be watching.
Well, guys, congratulations.
Thank you.
It's so absolutely well deserved. I'm so happy for you.
Well, thank you.
We want to say another special thank you to our partners every single year for covering pro rodeo. That's CSI saddle pads, Resist All hats, Fastback ropes, and Soft Ride equine comfort boots. We couldn't do all this coverage without you guys, and we are so happy that we can finally say 2021 is done, world champs are crowned, and thank you again to our partners.